Flying over the polar cap, we arrived in Beijing, the capital city of China, with a population of almost 25 million people. We met our guide, Tina, and settled into our hotel near the Olympic Park for some spectacular views. The Bird Nest, as the National Stadium is affectionately called, was designed with 100,000 seats for the 2008 Summer Olympics. It will again host the opening and closing ceremonies for the Winter Olympics in 2022. The next day we found ourselves in Tiananmen Square, visiting the imperial palaces known as the Forbidden City. Here, emperors ruled China from the early 1400s until 1911, when the Qing Empire collapsed in revolution. We visited the Temple of Heaven, an all-wood structure where emperors prayed for good crops and to retain their political power. Our sightseeing was interspersed with opportunities to learn about Chinese teas and to view and perhaps take home pearls of many colors. No tour of China is complete without a visit to the Great Wall, and we were thrilled to be able to climb it. The path was steep, and we rose many hundred feet before we turned back. On day 4, we visited the Summer Palace, built by the only concubine to become an empress. As a place to drink tea, she built a marble boat with funds embezzled from the Navy. A bullet train, traveling at speeds of up to 180 miles per hour, then whisked us 670 miles to Xi'an, home of the Terracotta Warriors. These 6,000 figures were buried with China's first emperor, almost 200 years before Christ. They were unknown until discovered by a farmer digging a well in 1974. Moving on, we flew 350 miles to Chongqing, where our first stop was the zoo, featuring a collection of 5 pandas. Chongqing is also home to China's version of Times Square, with all the big names available for your shopping dollar. It was now time to check into the Yangtze Gold 8, our home on the Yangtze River for the next 4 days, where Tina assured us we would live like pandas. Eat, sleep, eat, sleep, eat, sleep. Leaving our anchorage after dark, we were treated to an eye-popping show of lighted buildings and other boats in the Chongqing Basin. As we floated 450 miles down the world's 3rd longest river, we saw how it serves as a major transportation asset in eastern China, with boats of many shapes and sizes. While watching the beautiful scenery, we took a brief break to climb the 100 steps of the Red Pagoda. Along the way, we noted many new villages that have sprung up to house the more than 1 million people displaced when the new Three Gorges Dam was completed in 2012. Traversing two of the Three Gorges, we approached the Three Gorges hydroelectric project and prepared to enter the first of 5 locks that would lower our ship almost 100 meters to the river below the dam. The next morning, we awoke below the dam and went ashore to view the massive project. Our cruise on the Yangtze ended in Jingzhou, where we disembarked to see the ancient town wall and visit a museum featuring a 2,000-year-old mummy. A 135-mile bus trip from Jingzhou gave us a taste of the Chinese countryside before coming into Wuhan, China's 5th largest metropolis with 19 million people. Wuhan was officially our last stop before heading home. We checked into a 5-star hotel for a brief rest. An early morning flight took us 650 miles from Wuhan back to Beijing, where our Air China flight back to the States awaited us. In 10 days, we traveled more than 2,200 miles within China and visited cities with almost 74 million people. Certainly, this is a trip we will not soon forget.